Greetings, everyone. Happy Tuesday. I am the Moon Mama, and today is the day that Mars rules, and Mars is currently in Leo. Mars is the energy that governs our will. It governs our willpower. It governs our ability to assert ourselves. It rules our identity. The way that we are unique, the thing that makes you you and not someone else. Mars is the energy that rules your attraction, what you are attracted to, who you are attracted to, and understanding that all of this is divine. It's all a part of the program. I feel like one of the things that I have learned since I have been doing this work as an astrologer and a coach and a therapist is recognizing that the things that happen in our lives are not mistakes. They're not just there because, I met such and such, and oh no, you were designed to meet that person. You had a magnet in you that was always going to have you be in space with that person. There is a will, there is a force of life that is compelling us towards the experiences that are in our psychic cachet, and you are designed to fulfill and play them out when the time is right. And that is Mars. It is this energy that is leading you. It actually is. And you think that, oh, this just happened. No, that was always going to happen, because that is a part of your transformation, your healing, your evolution. So Mars is currently in Leo, and Mars is the ruler of Aries, and Leo is our creative self-expression. It is the energy of your heart. It's like this teenager energy. I don't know if you guys, when I was a teenager, Lord, because teenagers, when we usually come into puberty, right? So that's when those feelings of romance get very strong. They get very intense, where you are at the effect of, in our culture, it's like, oh, I'm in love. And we can be teenage. And I know as a teenager, I thought every week I was in love with somebody else as a teenager. And I believe that every emotion and feeling of love was permanent. And that is the sort of innocence of Leo. Like, Leo has this innocence. It's open, it's creative, it's curious, it's fully it's self-expressed. And so with Mars and Leo, we have a great opportunity to begin to express ourselves in the ways that we are meant to express ourselves. We are living through the most profound experience right now on the planet, you guys. We are living through a cosmic shift, a shift of energy codes that will impact every area of our lives. And for those of us who have been doing the work in preparation for this upheaval of energy that's coming, we are the way showers. We are, and so for me, I don't feel like I feel like I'm programmed to do what I'm doing. I feel like I'm meant to be here to do this. And so what I'm experiencing is I'm watching as my mask comes off and I become who I really am. That's what's happening right now. As we move from one era to the next, we are being asked to be our most authentic selves. And in some cases, that experience of you being your most authentic self can look entirely different from who you have been acting as up till now. You are meant to come out of an old way of being and into a new way of being. And I know when I was a Christian, there were Bible verses that would say, the first will become the last and the last will become the first. Well, in many ways, that's what's happening. We're watching, hold on one second, you all. We're watching as the codes shift. And so what had power, what had notoriety, what was being valued before as something meaningful is now losing its power, losing its value, losing its meaning. And what did not have power before, what was not of value, what did not have strong meaning, is gaining power, meaning, and value. So we have the nodes in Pisces and Virgo at the 26th degree, which is a degree that is ruled by Taurus, and the sun is in Taurus. And so we are being asked to align ourselves to the force that is within us, that is going to lead you to your most authentic expression, because your ego cannot get you there. Your ego is going to just be in competition with others and judgment of yourself and judgment of others. It's literally going to just create chaos. So you're being given an opportunity to find where you can access the most sense of, because it's not about comfort in that. Okay, let me see if I can think of a story. See, what happens is, as we're coming out of the dark ages, we want to feel comfortable. And nothing about this is comfortable. But feeling comfortable can mean that you have moved into an experience of like gluttony or sloth, where you are just addicted to old things that don't serve you. So in order for you to break addictions, you must get uncomfortable. And that discomfort is like a deep call to your higher self. It's the kind of discomfort that you know is going to make you better. It's like for women who've had children, you know that pain, that discomfort of labor is actually getting you closer to what it is that you desire, so you don't resist it. Right? Sometimes the discomfort, sometimes the pain is the path towards what we actually desire. And so when we're doing work like this, that's internal, that is, of your own accord, you have to have the courage to take away from yourself what no longer serves you and give yourself the thing that is uncomfortable that will actually get you to where you want to be. So for me, I do things like I fast, right? Because it's not an on the nose kind of thing. So when the sun is in Virgo, I fast. When the moon is in Virgo, I fast. So the moon is in Virgo now, and I am fasting because the fasting is allowing me to be with the discomfort of the emotions that want to eat right now, because we are in Taurus season, and Taurus season is the season of food. It is the season of eating. And I am literally putting myself in an experience that's uncomfortable because I am asking my desire, the thing, like, what is it that I really desire? I know that I don't really desire food because I'm not hungry, but I could feed this with food because food is a pattern that I have a comfortable relationship with. But so rather than going into the comfort and feeding the comfort, I'm going to open myself up to the discomfort and ask the discomfort to lead me to what I actually really desire, which is not a hamburger, which is not, more this. It's literally something that is within me that my soul has made an agreement to, that my ego won't get me there. My ego will not get me there. So, am I making sense? Does this make sense to you all? Or is this gibberish? We also, this is, okay, great. So we have this opportunity to get clear about what we really value. Most of us don't know what we really value. And you have to and this is how that looks. Like, people are like, oh, I want to have a lot of money. You get a lot of money and it's like, I'm that's not what I really wanted. Like, cause the ache The hunger doesn't go away when you get the thing you think you want. So you have to begin to sit and be patient and be disciplined and get clear, like, what is it that I really desire? And know that, it's like that song that Solange sang. I tried to eat it away. I tried to shop it away. I tried to fuck it away. I tried to, friend it away. I tried to do all these things to meet that deep desire, and none of it worked because none of it is meant to work. And the work is to sit with the desire, to be with the discomfort and ask, what do you really want? What do you really want? And when you allow the feeling to lead you, rather than you just feeding the feeling, the things that you've historically felt it will lead you to the thing that you actually desire that you would have never known that you desire. That's the thing. It will lead you to the feeling, will lead you to the thing that you actually are like, I didn't even know I wanted this, but I do. And you must trust. You must have faith. You must trust your feelings. You must be willing to be uncomfortable. You must be willing to be at odds with your old way of being. You must be willing to challenge yourself into a deeper expression beyond what you currently know, because the masks are coming off. So a lot of what's happening is that we have been masked for so long. We have been in this experience of doing what other, oh, that's popular, I'm going to do that, following the trends. But for lifetimes, we've been doing this, externalizing all of our power, giving all of our energy away to others, prioritizing other people's perspectives over what's really going on within us. And now, as the South Node moves through Virgo, we are being forced to refine this way of being, to really get true to who we really are, and not base that on external social achievements, agreements, and systems that are collapsing now. Those systems are now dying. That shit is over, right? So you don't want to be putting all your energy and investment and value in something that's ending, because it's not going to give you the return that you really truly desire. And so while the new world is being erected and you're not sure where your next landing spot is yet, you land within yourself. And you might need to do rituals and practices to allow yourself to be comfortable inside of your own system. Loving yourself, nurturing yourself, giving yourself what you need, honoring yourself, talking to your body, being in deep gratitude and acceptance of where you are, giving yourself the opportunity to forgive yourself for things that you hadn't fulfilled yet, things that one of the things that I'm working with is motherhood has been such a thing for me, because we live in a world that says that motherhood, like good motherhood, looks this way. Good motherhood looks that way. And, and it looks like us sacrificing ourselves. Motherhood in our culture looks like giving yourself over entirely to the experience of motherhood and not having an identity of your own. Like your children get to have everything from you. And I remember when the world became the world that we're in now. I remember watching I was a child that grew up outside where it was extreme. There was a lot of neglect. And then when I became a parent, and before I became a parent, we started really centering our children and our lives. Like we went through to the other side of the pendulum. Like the child became the center of the reality. And what I'm watching now with one of my family members is that because the whole family sort of revolved around her, which was beautiful, she doesn't know how to self-regulate. So I grew up at a time when I had to absolutely learn how to self-regulate everything. I could not there was not an adult to be found for most of my experience. I was 3 and 4 trying to figure out how to feed myself. I did everything for myself with the exception of house myself. And now I'm noticing that the kids today don't know how to do anything for themselves because we have done everything for themselves. We have done everything for them. So there's not a middle ground. And so what we have to do is learn to really self-regulate. Be in the power of self-regulating your own nervous system so that you have dominion over your emotions and you can put yourself in spaces because it's aligned, right? Not for, I need somebody's attention. I need to be validated. I need to be valued by others. No, I'm going to share my energy because this is an alignment for me. This is not something that I am doing from scarcity. I'm doing it because it is in alignment with my purpose, in alignment with my mission, in alignment with, my healing journey. It is in alignment with what will serve me. And that doesn't always sometimes that can look really messy, but that's okay. I remember I was in a relationship with somebody who I was clear was a deep karmic relationship. And it was painful. It was painful and it was painful. But it gave me what I needed to begin to see myself as I truly am. It allowed me to see how I had generated that experience. It allowed me to take full responsibility for myself. And when I began to see it, like this man is teaching me through his shadow, through his quote unquote mistreatment of me, through his arrogance, he's teaching me where I am giving my power up. And so sometimes where we need to be are places that force us to take responsibility for ourselves and stop blaming. And sometimes we need to have those experiences because that's at the level that we're at. If you are in a level of victimhood and shame and you have a relationship where that's because you need that. Like people are like, well, why didn't you leave? Because it wasn't time to go yet. I didn't get the medicine yet. I didn't get the wisdom yet. And so you stay in an experience until you actually feel like you have gotten what you need from it. And then when it's time to go, the relationship will end. That particular relationship that I was experiencing, when it was over, I couldn't stand being in their space anymore. The tone of their voice didn't work for me. Their energy smelled like rotting flesh to me because I had finished my experience there. It was complete. And so this is what it's important for us to understand, that the Western world has given us all these ideas of good and bad and right and wrong and the dark and the light. We are both. We are dark and light. We are the totality. We are the wholeness of it, right? And so if you are resisting any part of your own experience, it will show up in an external partner that will show you where you are out of alignment. And if you resist it, it will continue to come back until you see it as an aspect of yourself. I am as much light as I am darkness. I am both. I am the high frequencies and I am the low frequencies. And when you understand that, then you can choose. But when you don't understand it, you are stuck. If you can't accept that, not me, that I am light and dark, if you can't accept that you are all of it, the place that you are rejecting will hold you until you accept it as an aspect of yourself. And this is why when I realized the things that were going on in our country, I was like, they polarize this this reality by the Democrats are good. This is years ago, right? Because we all know they're all fucked now. But the Democrats are good. The Republicans are bad. But then the Republicans feel like the Republicans are good. That's called a polarization. So I had to literally accept the part of me that was both. And how I did that was in 2016, I voted for Trump to collapse that opposition inside of my own psyche. I collapsed it, and now I don't have anything to do with any of that stuff because it's no longer running me. But there's still areas in my life where I have been rejecting aspects of myself. It can show up in love relationships and friendships and family experiences. So one of the things that I'm experiencing lately is one of my family members is really going through something challenging. And when I'm with them, I literally remind myself that I remember exactly this feeling. I remember when I was thinking this. I remember when I was feeling this, when I was her age and believing that a love relationship was going to be the thing that saved me. That I was nothing if I didn't have romance or a lifetime partner. And as she shows up in my life, I am recognizing that there too am I. There too am I. I am one with this experience because it is in my reality. And as I love myself and the part of myself that once believed I need a man to make me whole, as I love that part of myself, I watch that part of myself heal, and I also watch it heal in my family member, because oneness is the major law here. We are all one. And so that level of wholeness, rejecting nothing, reject nothing. Do not reject the parts of yourself that trigger you. Bring them in more. Bring them in more. I've been going through something with a friend of mine who's like just in their own thing, and they're like being really triggered by me, and they're like, you smell like cats, and you da and there's a part of me that wants to be embarrassed and like, oh, they said I smell like cats and my house isn't clean. And I literally am like, I smell like cats. Like, let me take that in. Let me not reject any part of this, because everything here is here to serve. Everything serves, and we live in a culture that has told us that is good and that is bad, and we prefer this. Your preferences will kill you. They will kill you. They will kill you. The longer you think that somebody out there is doing something to you, I hear people all the time, the haters and that don't have nothing to do with nothing, y'all. Anybody in your life, if you have a hater in your life, you have to ask, where am I at war with myself? Where am I hating myself? If you have, people in your life who have illnesses, if it's showing up, where am I this with myself? It's not them. It is a projection of your own consciousness, unless you're not triggered. If you're not triggered, then, that's interesting. That's it. So the moon will be in Virgo today and until tomorrow. The South Node is here. Just keep knowing that. So we're in a deep clearing right now. We're in a deep clearing and releasing. So this is a day that you want to do your rituals to clear and release, your journaling, use fire, go to the earth, envision yourself releasing and letting go, do ancestor work. Anything that will help you clear will support you. And if you need support, my website is healwithmoonmama.com or moniqueruffin.com. And I would love to support you. It is my pleasure. We are dropping the mask and becoming our authentic selves. And at this moment, for a lot of us, that means facing our shadows. Like literally claiming all the things that you have been rejecting as a part of yourself through love. Peace and blessings. Have a beautiful day. Bye-bye.